So the world building in Queen's Incubus was pretty fascinating. It's much deeper and richer than I anticipated it to be for what type of book. I mean, it's a romantasy with a lot of spicy. It's very erotic. But there's world, there's religions, there's kingdoms and history. From what you understand, the kingdom of Aurelia, who Valeshka is a soon-to-be crowned princess of, it's surrounded by mountains. It has a land bridge that goes across a ravine that no one has seen the bottom of, but they believe goes straight to the Dark Lord's domain of the underworld, and like mutations or really large version of animals escape on occasion, is the rumors that happen a lot in this. And across that land bridge is a entire continent that's been devastated by the King Castor and have been absorbed into the kingdom of Castor by very suspicious and very lucrative and of course she asks questions to her maid, bestowed to her by the advisor in equity, someone that has grown up in Castor, who knows the culture there, to prep her for when she's going to be stuck in this arranged marriage with King Castor. And she's like, Davana, like, what is it like over there? And she's like, well, women are just objects for men to do as they wish, and don't be shocked if you're shared on your wedding night. Like, that is the culture shock, because here in Kingdom of Aurelia, you know, there's this wondrous folk tale about her ancestor finding out with her pack of hounds hunting when she happened upon the Dark Lord, who tried to convince her to be the Queen of Despair, or the new Queen of Despair. And there's like this weird story about that. And thus, that's how they had the hounds. The hounds were then bestowed a blessing in return, or for means to protect the line of women so they're very matriarchal, not patriarchal kind of society. But for some reason, her dad's in charge. And with this council, and as things unfold, the royal intrigue, and when the maidens of the three shades, which are like, think of warrior nuns, but they're like paladin level armor, right? And they come in and they're like, whoa, this is not right. And we're here, you know, we speak on behalf of the Dark Lord, the Master of Wishes, and the Queen of Despair. We're here to protect the worlds. So it's, despite all the sauciness, all the spicy and the touchy-feelies that go on for, there's a scene that goes on for 4 chapters. Don't know how I made that happen, but it happened. But despite all that, there's a lot of sense of culture and different worlds and different religion, and it's really neat at the idea that these deities have idols, and some of the idols are questionable, which makes it there's a fun chapter about that. You know, but the idea that we have this very sexually charged plot line, but it doesn't take away from the fact that we have a really well fleshed out fantasy world that it's interacting with and has to, because I built it into the mechanics, right? The idea that there's a Master of Wishes out there who got jealous of the Dark Lord and the Queen of Despair's relationship and wasn't willing to share, and caused them to be missing. And it kind of makes you wonder, who are they, right? Who are they? Are they going to show up later? Is that who the Whore King really is? It's the King of Wishes hunting for a new bride. I will not tell you guys any secret sauce. You'll have to read. But I have a feeling that many of you have already picked up on who is who have already read this. But that's part of the fun, right? Let's see how this is really going to unfold. There's a lot of conversations that I try to work into this world that shows that these other characters that Valeshka's just now learning about and interacting with have a long history together too. So you're going to have a lot of fun laughing moments, but some very sultry moments, and there are some very dark moments. So that's why I put the warnings I put on this story for a reason, because I want you guys to understand this is a dark fantasy romance, and it has some moments that go to unpleasant places. And as Prince Kashan asked Valeshka at one point, he says, "Are you sure this is how you want to leave things with your sister?" And she said, "Absolutely. I want to do for her what no one else would do for me." And it's kind of like this heartbroken element that sometimes happens in this story. But yeah, no, the world is very cool, very kingdom-like. But because she's such a cage canary and she's being transported to another cage by the end of this first book, I can't wait to get book 2 and 3 out so you guys see how she will eventually, because we know she will. She's strong enough. She's amazing enough. How Valeshka wears that title of queen and takes the kingdom of Castor for herself. But the question is, who will truly be her king by the end of this trilogy? So that is an answer that I look forward to answering for you guys. But until then, check out book 1.